Hi there, Loy Machedo speaking to you from loymachedo.com and Loy Machedo TV, and today is the book review of The Personal Branding Phenomenon by Peter Montoya. This is the book because I will be doing a seminar on branding, so I thought I'll keep myself abreast with all the latest developments and pieces of advice, expert information given by the so-called gurus of branding. So this was one such book. Now, this book, as you can see, is visually very appealing. It has come with a really nice cover. It's a hardcover edition, and a lot of praises from authors like Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy, what he says in this book is, let me read it out to you, his exact words. Where is it? Okay, Brian Tracy says, this is wonderful, full of practical, important strategies for dramatically increasing your personal power and influence. Then you have Mark Victor Hansen, who is the co-creator of Chicken Soup for the Soul series. What he says is, you are a brand, and if you do your personal branding right, you can command and demand your best place at the highest price to provide the most value. This book shows you how. And then you have Robert G. Allen, the author of Nothing Down and Multiple Streams of Income. He says, double your income in a year. This seems completely possible with the original powerful branding ideas in the personal branding phenomenon. And David Bach, best-selling author of Smart Women Finish Rich, what he says is, personal branding isn't just for the elite, and this book proves that. It's a common sense, practical advice, perfect. Anyone who wants to blah, 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 unlimited opportunities. Okay, whatever. So after you read all these praises from such famous authors, you begin to think, wow, this really must be a book that can change your brand, give you so much information that can give you a wow factor in the end. So let me give you my version of how I found this book. The book is around 233 pages, divided into three major chunks. That is part 1, part 2, and part 3. The part 1 is Personal Branding 101. Part 2 is the 8 Unbreakable Laws of Personal Branding. And part 3 is How to Build Your Personal Brand. Now, the 8 Laws of Specialization, according to the author Peter Montoya, he says, number 1, specialization, then leadership. Next one is personality. Next one is distinctiveness. After that, visibility, unity, then persistence, and finally, goodwill. So these are the 8 laws of the Unbreakable Laws of Branding. Now, what I didn't like about this book, the examples were absolutely outdated. I mean, the personalities whom he mentioned in the book, maybe this is an old version of something. I don't know what, but the examples that he gave were absolutely outdated. Yeah, I think this was an old version. So examples like Jimmy Buffett, then Madonna, Albert Einstein, Walt Disney, Jack Welch, Charles Schwab, Larry King, Mother Teresa, Carl Sagan. Now, Carl Sagan, I liked that example because it was pretty unique. Tom Hanks, Tiger Woods, John F. Kennedy. And can you believe Jesus Christ made it into the personal branding phenomenon? I don't know if Jesus Christ was reality or myth. I think he was a myth. So, but anyway, so he gave these outdated examples, nothing of stuff that is really trendy today. Now, the prose structure, the second part which I didn't like was he gives these examples, and then after that he kind of mentions like, okay, how did they follow these 8 laws of branding? Then he says specialization. Okay, for example, Mother Teresa followed specialization by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, leadership by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, personality 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He keeps going on, and the worst part is he keeps repeating the same structure for all the examples. So it was more like Bill Gove, who says, make a point, tell a story. Here he told a story and then made a point. And I just felt, man, it was so boring that I just felt like, skipping through these pages because man, how many times can you read the same thing over and over again? Then the content. If the author wanted, he could reduce the content of this book to 1/3 the size. He just added more content just to make this book a little bit more fluffier so that maybe he could sell it. And the best part is towards the end, let me show you. What he has done is he has, kind of advertised his services. Like see here, as you can see, he's advertised his services and more services and more services and more services, call sensor number and more services and even more services and, everything about him. So it just looks like this is an expensive brochure for which you paid money with a little bit of content. And given today's fact that you have the internet, I don't think you need to work very hard to get this information. And finally, the last thing which I didn't like about this book was it is like a one-size-fits-all. People normally, when for example, I call it like cognitive dissonance. When someone falls in love, okay, they'll give you all the reasons why they should fall in love, why it's the right thing to do, and why today they believe that this is the perfect marriage made in heaven. In the same way, what the author has done is he has given this 8 points, and then he keeps finding a trait of Michael Jordan, and he puts Michael Jordan into to fit into this example, Mother Teresa to fit into this example. So, for instance, if I tell you, do you know of any famous person who has really worked hard, very, very hard to achieve their success? Okay, fine, you found a person. Then, does this person have leadership? Yes, of course. Does this person have style? Yes, of course. Does this person have distinctiveness? Yes, of course. So, what you have done is you have just made the example fit into your theory. So, that does not make your theory right. For instance, he spoke about Martha Stewart. Now, Martha Stewart is gone, no more. She's no more existing. I don't know if she is. So what happened to her now? So does it prove that your theory is no longer right? So, come on. I just felt you could create a version 2.0 of this book if you wanted. So I was not convinced. So overall verdict. I was frankly bored with this book. I think it's a disappointing book. Given the flamboyant recommendations that I just read to you beginning, I mean, you begin to think that yes, you did get value for your money, but this is not. Whom would I recommend this book for? Someone who is just starting new into branding, or someone who doesn't know what is branding. You should buy this book. Maybe you'll find this book slightly entertaining, and you might get a few nuggets or a few pieces of advice. That's the only reason I give this rating for this book 3 out of 10. Maybe for someone who has not read books on branding, you might give this a 6 out of 10. But for me, 3 out of 10, and I didn't like this book at all. So this is Loy Machedo's book review for The Personal Branding Phenomenon by Peter Montoya. Well, do let me know what you think of this book. And yes, I purchased this book for 150 dirhams. I think I'll be giving it as 50 dirhams for sale. So if you're interested, let me know. Thank you very much for watching. This is Loy Machedo speaking to you from loymachedo.com. Let's see, within another 2-3 days or a week, you'd get the next book review on branding. See you then. Let me know if you have any questions. Take care. Goodbye.